Hey guys, it's Lauren. So a couple weeks ago I asked you guys on Instagram story if you guys had any questions for me to answer about the new single coming out on November 5th, NFY. And today I'm going to be answering them for you. And the questioner is Miss Alexa Villanueva. Woo! Okay.
Okie dokes. Why NFY?
Well, for those of you who don't know, NFY stands for Not For You. And I thought having abbreviations would be so much more fun. I love a guessing game, so I loved having you guys guess what it was. I got non-fresh yogurt. I got... what was it? Never Forget Yesterday, which was a great one. Not yogurt. Yep. And I thought it was a great idea to have it abbreviated and not just have it Not For You. And yeah, so... So Not For You is basically the sole idea of the song. It is about having a connection that is just not meant to be in this present moment. And I think most of us can relate to that one way or another.
Alright, what does this song mean to you?
This song means healing to me and growth. I think writing this song, I was going through a time where a lot of change around me was happening. And I think it was a great song to show my acceptance for the change that was happening around me. And I think it was a great outlet, and literally like every time I listen to it, I get the nostalgia of the healing part of that journey. And yeah, it just means so much to me.
Did you write the song?
I did write the song, but not alone. I wrote it with Miss Alexa Villanueva, my lovely sister. Show yourself. We'll put in a clip right here.
Yeah. Who's the producer?
The producer is Mr. Jeff Kinsey. Literally such
Genius.
a genius. Yeah, such a genius. I love Jeff. Jeff, I love you. And it's always a vibe working with him. It's always been a vibe working with him since the first time I worked with him, or we worked with him. It was just a beautiful experience. Like overall, it was great, and we clicked so well. And I just knew this guy.
I guess that kind of answers your how did you choose the producer?
Yes, I chose Jeff. The way I met him and chose him for NFY was, I don't know if all of you have seen Beauty and the Beast, my first cover on YouTube, which debuted my YouTube channel. He was the producer who produced the song for Daniel and I. Literally, I remember the first time that I went to the studio to record my vocals, and it was so fun, and it was so relaxing and so comfortable of a space, and that doesn't happen often because I get social anxiety.
Alright, and then they want a little sneak peek, so maybe what's your favorite lyric off of the song?
Sneak peek. Oh, I love the lyrics. See, the thing is, I think it's a song where it's not very much so of, oh, this line stood out more than the others. I think it's more so how every line like just falls into a story, and that's my favorite line. The song is my favorite line. I think my favorite line, if I had to choose, it would be, seems like we're driving in the dark and we got no headlights on. I think it just captures the emotional turmoil and feeling that happens.
If you could describe the song in one word, what would it be?
I haven't thought about this one. I think it would be release. That's funny because I'm releasing on November 5th. But not like that type of release. Release as in like releasing emotions. Releasing the baggage. Cleaning your energy space.
How long did it take to write the song?
That is a good question. I wrote the song in 45 minutes. One day when I was trying to procrastinate from doing my homework in high school. So it was great. It was fun. I went back to it a few months later and I was like, I need to fix it because it's not good. I think at that point I had like grown a little more in my like writing and stuff, and then My sister and I, we read over it. We were both like, I think it needs some polishing. I think it needs a change. We started expanding it a little more. I think it was like 4 or 5 months. 4 or 5 months, including email back and forth with Jeff, the producer, because he does not live in my city. So,
what was the writing and the recording process of it?
We started working hand in hand with Jeff as he produced it, which was a heck of a ride. Because it was in COVID. It could have been so bad, but something said, let it work out. It worked out at the end of the day, and it was not as stressful as I thought it would be. The writing process, I worked on it with my sister. Luckily, my co-writer right now is living with me because she's my sister. So it was during summer, during COVID, and we had, sometimes it would be like during the day, we'd be working on it during, like in the pool. And then at night we'd be working on it with the bonfire. So it'd be kind of drastic, but we had a series of like vibes going on to help us out and like inspire us a little more. So that definitely helped. There was a line we were stuck on. We needed one more line and we were stuck on it. And then we said, we need to get in the pool and relax. And so we went in the pool, we started talking about life, and then it just popped up in our heads and we were like, oh my gosh. And then it turned out to be a reference to something, which you guys will see and try to guess. The recording process, however, was a little more tedious and non-traditional is the word. Because, like I said, it was during COVID, and I recorded the vocals here in my room. Not here in my room, but here in my room. And then I sent it to Jeff, and then the magic continued to happen. Everything was over email.
Damn.
Jeff, you are a king.
What were or are your musical influences?
Ooh, I can't even grasp. I can't carry them and then give them to you. It's just too much. I don't think when I write and when I create, whether it's by myself or with my sister, with the producer, like it's never necessarily coming from anywhere. I think it's just a little taste of every single song, every single artist, every single piece of music that I've listened to and absorbed, and my mind just kind of like has its own way of creating, I guess. Like I don't necessarily think of influences or make a list of musical influences.
Anything you want to tell everyone who's about to receive your music and listen to your debut single?
I'm so excited. For me, this song is a song that not only lets me soak in my memories and like my hurt, whether it's past or present, and lets me sulk in it, but it doesn't leave me there. I think it takes us on a journey throughout the whole song, and at the end it takes us to a place where we can breathe and relax. There's a part in the song where I sort of release any worries. I just let it all out, and I feel like a bird gliding in the air every time I listen to it. That part allows me to have a moment to release and tell myself that it's going to be okay. No matter what, things will fall into place.
All right, next question. What genre would you consider yourself as an artist to be?
Honestly, I think I'm in my stage of simply creating and having fun with creating. And I think exploring different genres and just creating and seeing what my mind and my heart and my soul just kind of glides towards. I'm excited to see that and like continue to see that. I would hate to put myself in a box of a genre that I don't enjoy making, so I'd rather let myself create and have fun with it. And then when the time comes, we might narrow it down.
Would you ever consider doing Spanish music?
It's definitely something that is in my roots, just like kind of naturally in my blood. I'm not closed off to the idea as much as I am not super fluent in Spanish. I don't think I would consider myself a Spanish artist, but I don't not consider myself a Spanglish artist.
What are your go-to snacks when you're writing or recording?
That's a good question. If I'm going to the studio for like a writing session, I think I would get either, I call it a yerba mate, but I think it's called a yerba mate. Or I'll do iced coffee. Waterloo! Yay! Right now, I'm really loving the Smarties Twisters, the Cheez-It Snaps, cheddar jalapeno, I think that's what it's called. If I'm singing, I always have either tea, hot water, with some lemon, some honey, some gummy bears because of the glycerin, Druthers pastilles. Salt and vinegar chips are really good. I love snacks.
When did you and your sister start writing together?
I think I would always try writing when I was like younger. Growing up my whole life, I'd always tried writing. I would just like crumble the papers and throw it away. I knew it was too cringe and basic. My sister has always been a creative. She started with drawing and then she went into poetry. She put me into spoken word. So I started writing spoken word, which really helped me. And then I asked her, I was like, hey, you should make some of your poems into songwriting. I think we tried that a couple times. It just worked out. So we were like, well, why don't we just try songwriting? And then we started songwriting. I don't know. I don't think there was an actual day that we said, we're gonna songwrite. I don't think we've even had a conversation. We just like know ourselves like, oh, we're songwriters. And like, it's just a fact now. We're still creating, we're still recording. Some new singles will be on the way after NFY. And who knows? Who knows, more things. More and more things to come. So I can't wait for you guys to hear NFY, and I hope you guys love it, and I hope you guys can resonate. Maybe you haven't gone through what it is talking about, but if you haven't, maybe you can feel it and just match with it so well. Okay. I hope you guys end up loving NFY as much as I do. I hope that we can all hang out soon, big gold giant group, and then we can scream it at the top of our lungs. And I'm gonna go on a night drive and stick my head out the window and scream it and hopefully find a tunnel. I do need a ride for that because I'm still in the works of getting my license, so I do need a ride.
That's where I come in.
That's where she comes in. But luckily I'm buying her Starbucks! Make sure you download it, add it to your playlists, share it, post it on your stories with a little selfie. And yeah, share it with your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your dogs, tell your uncles, aunts, grandmothers, dogs, cats, birds. Okay. Go to a tree right now, find a tree, name it your family tree. Think of every family member that you tell them how much you love them and tell them that NFY is coming out November 5th. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Goodbye.